and welcome back to Heart of the Holte. I'm here with Dan Wiseman today. Dan, we have signed Bertrand Traore from Olympique Lyonnais. I'm sure you guys have all seen the Rumour Mill podcast that we did discussing Traore. Seems to have split a few fans' opinions, but Dan, this is one that I am for sure very excited about.
Yeah, mate, it's one that it really picked up pace quickly, didn't it? Sort of just like in the last, I'd say about a week and a half,
Yeah.
2 weeks, something like that. Just sort of every single day it seemed to be gathering momentum. Like, we were thinking of bidding, then we bid, then all of a sudden it was agreed, then the medical was booked. I think it was in Denmark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And apparently he flew into Villa just a few days ago, and now here we are talking about it as a done deal, mate.
It's I don't know. I think I think we mentioned it in the last podcast. It's just the caliber of players that we're now signing. There's certainly, there was some good business last summer. And I think it's important to say as well, in one of the podcasts, I think I said I didn't see Trezeguet as a Smith signing, and someone in the comments has absolutely had me for that and said, I wouldn't call Smith a liar if I were you. That's not what I'm saying. But Smith has come out recently and said that there was never an issue with him or Suso. Smith always had the final word on the transfer, so that is that. On that, but looking at Traore, it's a completely different caliber of player that we were signing last summer. He's a quick winger, left-footed, plays on the right. There's a lot to be excited about, Dan. 210 appearances throughout his whole career. He's scored 59 goals and assisted 21. They're not insane numbers, but when we mentioned it in the last podcast, I think there was a commenter that said he should be getting 120 goal contributions in that, but this isn't FIFA, guys. There's a lot of things off the ball that Traore can contribute to, but no, in terms of goal contributions, they look about right to me, to be fair, considering he's played at 4 clubs in 3 different countries, got to get used to the leagues. And obviously he's got that experience in England, so hopefully that will, help him in good stead to get, kicking off with Aston Villa, really.
Yeah, I mean, what I thought I wanted to do on this video, really, mate, is just sort of because there's been so much uncertainty about the signing, like on Twitter and stuff like that. Lyon fans seem pretty eager to get rid and stuff like that. And I think Villa fans are a little bit uneasy and sort of a bit hesitant to fully get on board with this signing. I thought I'd just sort of basically explain some of the context around the signing and stuff like that. I'm sure you'll want to do the same, mate. And just sort of give Villa fans the whole picture. And he's a pretty interesting player. Definitely a risk, I would say. I think that there is a certain element of risk in this transfer compared to the deals that we've seen done by the Villa so far. I think Martinez and Cash and Watkins are pretty dead certs in terms of what you can expect from them. But Bertrand's going to be, I think, a little bit hit and miss at times. But overall, mate, if we can get him ticking, I think we've signed a really, really good player.
Absolutely. And just some stats for you guys who aren't aware. Bertrand averages 2.6 shots per game, which is quite impressive, really, considering he is a winger. Obviously, being somewhat of an inverted winger, being a left footer on the right, he's going to be cutting in, and that's where his chances are going to come. I see there potentially being a slight issue there, mainly because, if you look at Watkins, all of his goals, as has been well documented, have been from open play, but there's a fair few from crosses. Now, if you're playing with 2 inverted wingers, whether that be Jack on the left, Traore on the right, you're relying heavily on your fullbacks for the natural width to get them, to run to the byline and get the crosses in. So it's going to be interesting to see how Villa create chances with Traore in the side. He has a very impressive 80.5% pass accuracy rate, which is very good for a winger. In a crucial position, really, it's important that he's making these key passes, whether that be to Watkins, to the midfield, or to the overlapping fullback in Matty Cash, who'd be on that right-hand side. And impressively as well, he throughout his whole career, he's averaged a 7.14 match rating, which is, significantly better than a lot of players from last season. On my end, absolutely no complaints with this signing. Genuine pace. I'm really looking forward to seeing Traore down Villa, Dan.
Yeah, I think it's one where the fee is probably Just probably the most that you'd consider fair. I think any more than this, and I think we're potentially overpaying for Bertrand. If Villa fans looked at his stats, I think he got 1 goal last season, about 5 goal contributions in total. But he came into Lyon and did really well in his debut season. He got 17 goals, 5 assists. He had a good loan out to Ajax as well. And he did well there, as I was talking about in the when we discussed when this transfer was just a rumour. He had a great season for Ajax when they reached the Europa League final against Man United. But Lyon started this season really, really badly. They were in the bottom half of the league for quite a long time under manager Silvinho. He was then sacked, and then they appointed Rudy Garcia, who's come in and done a really good job with Lyon, certainly on a continental stage. Sort of came in as a bit of a fireman to sort of steady the ship, get Lyon back on track. But there wasn't a great relationship between him and Bertrand Traore. He's been used mostly as an impact sub, sometimes as a makeshift right back, and for an inverted winger playing full back is not great. He wasn't used at all during Lyon's Champions League run. So in Project Restart, that is Leo Dubois and Carl Toko Akambi were both used ahead of him. And because Lyon then in the league missed out on European football because of that poor start to the season, they're really struggling financially, despite what they did in the Champions League. Obviously not having fans there and everything like that. And obviously Ligue 1 didn't restart. So when you consider all of these things, they're a club that are really struggling. And this can be seen in the fact that, we've seen Memphis Depay might be leaving for Barcelona. We've seen Houssem Aouar might be leaving for Arsenal. These are 2 of their most valuable players, and they're just having to sell these players off to regenerate the cash that they need. And that's why I think, that they're willing to sell a player like Bertrand, who's been a bit of a bit-part player for Rudy Garcia. And I think in that sense, he's a player that really thrives on confidence and that feeling of being trusted and wanted, needed at a club. I think that's why we saw him do so well in his first season at Lyon, because he was so relied upon and because he was their go-to man. And I think if you create that situation of reliance at the Villa, whereby when he looks around at the players that like Trezeguet, like Holte, who can play on that right wing, he's clearly the number 1 option. We have to create that kind of environment for him to get the best out of him if we're going to consider this a good signing.
I think as well, it can't be understated how important it will be to have him adjust to the league playing with no fans, because obviously, as you touched on there, Ligue 1, they cancelled, they null and voided the season, and they've only played a handful of games so far in the French league in this new season. So it'll be, it's good for Traore to come and try and find his feet. While there's no fans really to get on his back. Obviously, he'll have to front all of that on social media, probably knowing Villa fans. But I'm just really excited with the signing, Dan, and hopefully Traore can get in amongst the goals early on. I think it's just what we want to see, really, just genuine pace added to the attack. And it's a signing that Villa fans should really get excited about. So on that note, we'd like to end this little announcement video. And thank you guys again for all of the support on the channel. It's been absolutely mad recently. All the comments we've been receiving, how much you guys are enjoying the videos. We really do appreciate it. Shout out to all of the Arsenal fans who have subscribed as well, because there's been a load of Arsenal fans who've subscribed.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, we'll do our best to look after your guy Martinez. Really loving the look of him. Can't wait to see him play for Villa. And yeah, if you enjoyed this content, hit the like button, comment your thoughts below on the signing of Bertrand Traore. We do like to read them all, and we reply to as many of them as possible. And subscribe for more, because Dan, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm losing track of how many subscribers we've got. I've actually just got to do a quick check on the old YouTube Studio app, because we keep it keeps growing and growing.
Crazy. Yeah.
We're 19 subscribers away from 2,500. So to put that into context, about a month ago we were close to hitting 2,000. So to get 500 subscribers in a month is absolutely mental. Again, we just really appreciate your support. Like, comment, and subscribe. And up the Villa.
Chest is essential. The fulfilling this got potential. It's a main man, a hero. He's the main leader of the gang. Chester. of the gang now. Chester.